Every single day, people are always making assumptions about people, places, and things and situations. Because of our own triggers, because of our own traumas, because of our own upbringings, we are always going to be assuming things every single day. And oftentimes what ends up happening is because people care so much about how other people view them, they care about how people assume them. And because of that, we oftentimes feel the need to prove ourselves or conform ourselves in a certain way so that we can be perceived the way we want to be perceived. But I want you to know, I don't care how hard you try to convince someone, I don't care how much information you try to share about your life, people are going to believe what they want to believe. You have a horrible experience with your coworker named Bob. Every time you talk to Bob, Bob ignores you. Bob is rude to you. Bob shuts you out. Then you go talk to Samantha and say, "Hey Samantha, Bob's being really weird towards me. What's going on with Bob?" But from Samantha's viewpoint, Bob is the nicest guy in the world. Samantha has had nothing but good experiences with Bob. So no matter how hard you try to show her or tell her or give her evidence of how much of a jerk Bob is, she's going to believe Bob is a good person because that is her perception. That is her viewpoint. People cannot view things the way that you view things because your experiences are your experiences and their experiences are their experiences. And as a society, I think this is something that people have a hard time accepting. We have a hard time accepting that people may not always view things the way that you do. We have a hard time accepting that sometimes people are not going to perceive you the way that you perceive yourself. You feel like you are a very confident person. You feel like you're a caring person. You feel like you're a kind person. But here comes this one person saying, that person, nah, they're entitled. They're full of themselves, or they think they're better than everybody else. And you're like, whoa, no, I'm not. That's not who I am. So then you get triggered because you care what other people think. You care how you're perceived by other people. And so then what you do, you start to become a people pleaser. You start to overcompensate. You start to try to convince and prove to the world, no, look at me, I'm a nice person. I'm not full of myself. I'm not egotistical. I'm not entitled. You start trying to conform yourself to prove something to people. But what is the point? What is the reason? What is the point of putting all your time and energy and trying to prove something to someone, trying to convince someone to perceive you in a certain way, when no matter how hard you try, people are going to perceive you how they want to perceive you. People are going to view you how they want to view you. If people see you in a positive light, they're going to see you in a positive light. If they're going to see you in a negative light, they're going to see you in a negative light. What is the point of trying to convince them otherwise? I notice a lot, especially on social media, people love to show off. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with showing off. I mean, you worked hard to get that master's, yes, show off that master's. You worked hard on getting your body back in shape after having kids, show that off. I don't think there's anything wrong with showing off your achievements, your accolades. However, once it gets to a point of I need to prove something to these people, that's when we need to stop ourselves in the track and realize, hey, I don't need to speak, I don't need to say anything to prove anything to these people. I'm going to not speak and let them assume what they want to assume about me. If you want to post the picture because you feel like, you know what, I lost 100 pounds and I want the world to know, do it for you. Don't do it because you're trying to prove something to your neighbor down the street who said you need to lose a couple pounds. Don't post it because you want to prove to your ex why they should come back around, why they missed out on you. Who cares? Stop trying to prove something to people. Let them assume what they want to assume. If they want to have that sense of, dang, I missed out, let them feel that. If they want to have that feeling of, oh no, I didn't miss out, let them feel that. They have that right, just like how you have the right to feel how you want to feel. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Post the picture because you want to. Show off the accolade because you want to. Too many of us care too much about how other people perceive us. Too many people care about how people see us. But why does that matter? Why does it matter how people see you? Why does it matter? Because no matter how hard you try to put on a character, no matter how hard you try to convince people, tell people your whole life story, you can tell a person your whole life story and they're still going to only believe what they want to believe. Look at these reality TV stars. Their whole purpose, their whole career, their whole success is rooted in how much of their personal life they share. And some of these reality TV stars, they will literally tell you every second of every day, tell you the ins and outs of their lives, tell you what's going on 24/7. Some of them will probably even stream it. They'll even record it for you. They'll even snap a picture here or there. But because of our own realities, because of our own perceptions, because of our own mindsets, because of our own brain chemistry, our own upbringing, our own viewpoints, whatever, people are only going to perceive things the way that they want to. You can sit here and have video proof evidence of someone mistreating you, and people are still going to believe what they want to believe. There's a reason why sometimes from your viewpoint you think someone is guilty, but someone thinks that person's innocent. It's because that's their reality. That's what they want to believe. You don't need to convince anyone of anything. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Be you, do you. You want to post that picture, post it. You want to share the accolade, share the accolade. But don't do it because you're trying to convince someone of something. Because at the end of the day, you cannot control people. You can only control yourself. Do it because you want to do it. Not because you feel like you have to do it. Not because you feel like you need to convince someone of something. That's where our society gets things misconstrued. We care too much about how other people think about us. We care too much about we care too much about how other people view us instead of caring about how we view ourselves. How do you view yourself? Do you view yourself in an insecure light, or do you view yourself in a positive light? Maybe how about we work on how we view ourselves and how we love ourselves instead of being fixated on how other people view us and or love us and or hate us. Because that we can't control. But we can control how much we love ourselves. We can control how much we think of ourselves. We can control what we think of ourselves. So focus on what you can control. You can't control people's assumptions, so let them assume. Don't worry, don't speak, let them assume. Because the more you worry, the more that you speak, the more that you try to convince, the more they're just going to assume. And the more you're going to be disappointed. The more you're going to get hurt. The more you're going to feel the need to prove yourself. So stop proving. Stop convincing. Let them assume. Stop proving. Let them assume. Stop speaking. Let them assume. Stop trying to brag. Let them assume. Stop trying to show off. Let them assume. Stop trying to convince. Let them assume. Let them assume.